All right. Sorry about the delay. Had a work call that ran late. Hope you can hear me. What's up, everyone? All right. So lots going on in the hobby today. Like everything you can imagine happened. I think the big news is PWCC and eBay's relationship kind of becoming more public about what they intend to do to each other. So eBay restricted PWCC from their platform. What's up, True? And PWCC then gave a response back saying that they no longer plan to list with eBay and will be primarily focusing on their own platform. What's up, Spurs Cards? How are you? So I actually talked to my rep today on the phone for a bit of time because I have some cards at PWCC, and yeah, it's everything that they've already mentioned in their 2 updates. I think you can check them out on their Instagram page and their website, where they mentioned basically they're gonna focus on rebuilding their own platform, so not just for premium but also for regular auctions. And I think that'll start either September or October or something like that. And another thing that I talked to him about was how long it would take right now to get my cards shipped, some of them shipped back, because I'm planning to go to the Las Vegas show in September and want to sell some of the cards if possible in person. And he said it would take about a week to 2 because they have so many requests right now to get some of the cards shipped back home. So that's like kind of where we are, I think, with PWCC. They typically charge 1% fee, I think, for shipping your cards back, which is pretty hefty depending on the value of your card. But I think if you have a direct rep you work with, bring that up, mention that. And if you want to take out your cards right now, they might be able to give you a leeway of some sort. I don't think it's like standard practice right now, but just talk to them. And I think depending on the account size, they may be able to work something out in terms of like that hefty 1% fee. Because if you think about it, if you have a $100,000 card in there, 1% is $10K. It's a lot, So think through that. But yeah, it's interesting because there's some rumors that eBay is looking for and maybe even interviewing a replacement partner for PWCC on eBay to be a big consignment, whether it's an existing one like Probstein, there's DC Sports, there's Quick Consignment, there's a couple different consignment companies, whether it's the existing ones or if they are going to formally partner with, I don't know, Golden. I mean, probably not Golden, but other big auction house. That's to come, I think. What's up, everyone? 40 something. If you want to pay 50% more for card, go ahead and follow the PWCC trend. As a buyer, I would stay away. I mean, that's a very legitimate, I think, concern and legitimate point of view. I can't tell what's going to happen in the future, but yeah, I think always being cautious is good, and do according to your risk appetite, right? Brett, hi Brett. What do you think will be the catalyst to lead to a price increase in vintage basketball cards? I've noticed some Kobe prices going up. Have you seen that yourself? Yeah, Kobe's have come back to earth, which is good because it was definitely not achievable. Like, it was so high up there. So I'm thankful for that, for some opportunities for people like me to get on it. Will vintage basketball go up? Yeah, I think so. It's like when you buy anything with inflation, with just over time, things should be going up. I don't think that it should go up like it did, like in the last, like in the first few months of the year, to be honest. Like that was so unhealthy. It was very unnatural, right? So I think vintage basketball, there's a lot more room to grow as they become more vintage over time. So yeah, if you like Kobe's, if you like Michael, if you like, other vintage cards, now may not be a bad time to buy them. Trumu, you pulled out of PWCC 2 days ago and they're arriving tomorrow. Oh, that's awesome. So you kind of got early to the line. That's great. I mean, there's some of us who react with clarity when a news hit you that impacts you directly. But there's some of us like me where I like to kind of see where things go before I make the move. So more often than not, I don't catch the for example, if it's like the stock market, I don't catch like the lowest point or the highest point, but I try to ride the wave in a safe way. But that's good for you, Drew, that you did that. If that was your intention, for me, some of the cards that I had vaulted with PWCC, I actually was leaning towards going with the premium auction that they run on their own website because of the fee structure for sellers, and two, the rep and some of my friends there were telling me that higher end items do a little bit better on premium auction than on eBay. It's anecdotal, so it's not proven. So my cards, I wanted to get them on premium auction regardless of what just happened with eBay's relationship. But I totally understand, like right now, I think the reputation's on the line. Do people want to buy on PWCC period is really the question. But if you are, kind of keeping up with the news, like shill bidding is not, it's not a novel thing, is what I will say. It's not a common practice, hopefully not, but I almost want to believe that majority of, big consignment and auction, companies do use some methodology to make sure their, items get their highest bids. But yeah, I bought a lot from PWCC. I bought a lot of buy nows and auctions, and I do wonder, like, did I overpay for something because of this strategy and methodology they used? But did that also set the baseline or break, its price trend and help somebody? Maybe. I don't know. Are we all living in a bubble? We could be. But yeah, we would never know. So enough of that. Okay, Topps. A lot of questions about Topps losing MLB license to Fanatics. And they're after NFL and NBA. Monopoly. Yeah, that news was definitely shocking. It's like kind of difficult to imagine baseball cards not being produced by Topps, for me. But I was shocked at how big Fanatics was. It's a huge company, and they brought on Josh Luber, the founder and CEO. I don't know if he's ex-CEO, if he's doing two jobs, but Josh Luber from StockX to lead that. So yeah, we have some time to digest this and see what Topps is going to do with this big news. I'm sure it wasn't something they were anticipating, especially with the IPO right around the corner. But for a public company especially, outlook is so important, because when you value a company as an independent party, you factor in these long-term multi-year deals and the revenue from that as valuation. So yeah, it's gonna be huge. What's up, Sam? I just saw Woman of the Hobby. Yeah, super quiet, nothing big. Just here opening Football Chronicle mega boxes that I found at Target. Isn't that insane? I pulled these 3 rookies. I don't know if they're good. I'm terrible at football. I pulled a Jordan Love Prism Black RC from Chronicles. Actually, this one is silver. And then DeAndre Swift and Jalen Hurts. Quiet day. All right, next question. High fades. Are Curry, Topps rookies so expensive because there aren't as many as, say, LeBron or rookie? I actually don't know what the exact population of Topps is, but I think it's expensive because it's Steph Curry, right? And yeah, 09 was really like a time where sports cards, so 2009, where sports cards wasn't like as big as like in the late 90s and early 2000s. So if you find like a PSA 10 of the 2009 cards, that's going to be tough to come around, I think, because people didn't really, I guess, take care of it as well. Trumu, thoughts on MPJ? You know, if you follow me on Instagram, and if you don't, I'd love to connect on Instagram with you. But yeah, I used to collect MPJ quite a bit. I actually got out of MPJ in Dallas. Was that May or March? I'm blanking. It might have been May, actually. I got out of MPJ. I sold all of them to different dealers, one to Alt and all that, because I felt like it was a little bit risky. It was getting a little bit risky. It was the end of his second year, and he wasn't. Sorry, I'm laughing at Sam's comment. Yeah, MPJ. I like MPJ. I think he can be a really, really good player. But in terms of his card values right now, it's a little bit outrageous. He's going to be a junior into the next season. His third year. Think about what, for example, like Donovan Mitchell did in his third year. Think about, what Luka is going to do his third year. Think about what LeBron did third year, and then kind of think about, is MPJ going to be your next, I don't know, who is he a good comparison to? Is he going to be your next Ben Simmons? No, he's probably not going to be a Ben Simmons. He'll probably be a Russell Westbrook. Don't at me. If a car normally sells for 100, don't pay 500 for it. Basic math. People are sheep and head to the chopping block, aka lose money. I think 40 something is like, spitting some truth here. And again, there's multiple camps when it comes to how you, the thought process you have when you invest and put your money into things. I have to disagree with you, 40 something here. If a car normally sells, so like, let's say a couple of the last sales were $100, but if you know that there's only one more out there and that's it, I would pay 500. Another case where I would pay 500 is when I know someone in my network who wants to buy it for 800, but someone is selling for 500. I will gladly pick it up for 500 and sell for, I don't know, 600. Right? So there's different context that's needed here. But thanks for the feedback. R90. What's up, R90? Fanatics is huge and has an established distribution networks, storefronts, and Amazon. The future will be interesting. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it has figured out the supply chain part really well. Quality, I'm not sure. I actually own a couple of Fanatics Dodgers like gears. They were cheaper than like Adidas, I think, or Nike. So I bought Fanatics. I like it. It's more affordable, but the quality is good. So obviously with cards, as these are like mass produced, the quality control, where are they going to put their plant? Is it going to be in China, US, Europe? We don't know that. I think it'll really depend on all of that, but hopefully they value some level of quality onto these cards, and also design as well. I think design, like eye appeal, is like huge, and it's going to get even bigger as I think the younger collectors really like like the design of cards, then they kind of get into it. So that'd be very important. Global train. Nice. Yeah, see, so Mess 79 kind of brought this point up again. I think PSA 10 Curries are really hard to come by. I'm trying to think. Do I still have that card? I do. So I have this Bowman 09. This I know is out of 2009. So there's a pop number. How many PSA 10s? Not many on these two. Some people love the classic look of, these cards. I actually had the tops where, he's just also just smiling and it's just like a portrait of him, but I sold that. But it's very nice. I like it. It's, you couldn't even tell it if he was a baseball player, tennis player. She's Steph Curry. And he's an amazing player. So, yeah. Would I go buy 09 like Hardens of PSA 10s? Probably not. But Steph Curry, yeah, I'll do it. All right. What's up, Schmidt Collector? Fanatics in the hobby isn't good. Have you seen all of the overpriced cards they have for sale? I don't, actually. I haven't seen it. Fundamentally, I think getting big people into the hobby means like good and bad things. Good because they will bring that like kind of industry expertise and kind of normalizing like a process and a standard to the industry. And you have to also remember like big people coming in, that also means this industry is getting legitimatized, right? So it's not just going to be a poof, let's like end it, but more money coming in, more serious people coming in, more big existing companies in like the sports, like space coming in. It means like the industry is getting legitimatized. So it's like think about when Tesla was probably building their electric batteries. They were like, this is going to be it. Like, I'm sure there were a lot of skeptics who thought it was a one-time wonder, but then when you get GM building Volts, you get BMW like building their own electric cars, like all these different, Nissan with the Leaf, like VW with the Golfs, like coming in with electric cars. You're like, okay, yeah, this is definitely not going to go away. This is it, right? It's going to stay. So I like that about big players coming in. But of course, the negative side is it'll be regulated, it'll be legitimatized, and they will, take, a lot of money out of this. Hopefully, right? Like they'll gain money out of it. So that's, I guess, as an individual collector, it just feels kind of like a big player coming in and stealing your chips, but that's how it is. Okay, this news just in. My friend just messaged me. I'm going to read it straight off the tweet. It's from Sports Collectors Daily. You can find them at Sports Collector on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, but my friend just sent me a Snapchat. It says, Wall Street Journal now reporting that NBA and NFL trading card deals are done as well. A landmark day in the history of the hobby. Likely will change how cards are created, distributed. Players will now have a much greater stake, which will be interesting. Fanatics control equals tops in 1970. Okay, so news just in. If you guys are listening to this live, this is crazy. Fanatics not just taking MLB, but NBA and NFL. What's Panini doing right now? Is Panini yesterday's PWCC? Oh my gosh, that's insane. Okay, so it's not confirmed, but that's what Wall Street Journal is now reporting. So let's wait for Fanatics. Oh god, I'm like stuttering. Fanatics or someone else to come in and confirm this. goodness, this feels like a revolution. This feels like a big change is gonna happen here. Um, okay, maybe let's not talk about PWCC. I know it's still hurting them. I don't know. Like, is this when PSA just kind of announced that Nat Turner and the Collectors Holding is going to take them private, and like they're going to like make this like a very like solid tech company, um, catch up with all their inefficiencies, and Beckett's is like behind us all of a sudden. Is this the moment right now where Fanatics is taking Tops and Panini down? Insane. Absolutely insane. Let's get some feedback on this, guys. If you have thoughts, bring them in. Wow, I'm still shocked. So Schmidt Collector thinks that Fanatics in the hobby isn't good. Plus, what do you know about sports card manufacturing and what it takes to make a winning product? They have a Mike Schmidt auto for sale on eBay and their site for like 2 years for more than double what it's worth. Yeah, I mean, clearly Fanatics is not coming in here to do charity work. But if they are actually going to become the manufacturer of NBA, NFL, and MLB products, absolutely they'll charge an arm and another arm for their product because you can't go anywhere else. Guys, this is monumental what's happening right now. I mean, I have some videos about how Collectors Holding acquiring, so they own PSA. I think everybody in the world knows that. They also acquired, along with other representatives, acquired Golden. And they also hold some sizable shares in Alt. And then I talked about how the missing piece was being a manufacturer, right? They have the grading, they have the auction, they have the vault. But the manufacturer piece is what they don't have control over. So think about, oh God, this is quite difficult to imagine. Fanatics goes out and gets all the licenses from 3 of the biggest leagues, sports leagues in the world. Don't quote me on that. Okay, no, soccer is not included. So no, it's not in the world. Maybe let's keep it in North America. What if Collectors Holding comes out and says, we actually own 40% of Fanatics? Wouldn't that be insane? Okay, yeah, maybe it's not going to happen, but honestly, at this point, if you say anything's going to happen, I think it'll happen, and we'll just have to deal with the news. Wow, it's absolutely insane. Dominus started falling with them. Fanatics was selling their own cards on their site, such as Gilbert Torres autos, but don't really hold any value. Wouldn't this lead to bias in grading, i.e. our cards are perfect, Panini not so much? I think PSA is also trying to get ahead of the curve and kind of projected growth of the market in terms of volume. And so I think they will continue to work towards more automation than like bringing in more manual reviewers like graders. I mean, there will always be humans QAing, the grade and making sure, every so often of the batch that it's like graded correctly and, things like that, sleeved correctly and things like that. But I think the direction for them is probably more automation and less human. So in that case, unless they put in some kind of algorithm in there where it's like, if it is a Fanatics product, grade 10, but if it's not, grade tough, like I don't think that's legitimate. But even if they do, we would never know. We can always guess, but it's a private company. We don't have any rights to know. You know what I mean? What's up, Neo? You picked a good time to have a live. Yeah, what is going on, Neo? I'm like typing this as we go right now. So again, for those of you guys who haven't heard it yet, the rumor is Fanatics has a hold of MLB, NBA, and NFL licenses. I wonder if they're all 2026 or what. But guys, here's the thing. For someone who's been partnering with another person, another organization for this long, right? Tops with NBA or tops with MLB and basketball with Panini. And for them to kind of turn the switch and say, you know what, screw this, we're gonna go with this brand new Fanatics. What do you think it is? Let's take a wild guess. Why do you think all three associations decided to say, screw Panini and Topps, we're gonna go with Fanatics? Okay, I'll make it a multiple choice for you guys. One, they really didn't like the relationship with Topps and Panini. Like it felt like they were just getting strangled. Like they were getting pennies while Panini was making millions. Right? That's one. And two, my second guess is that Fanatics just paid them, like gave them like such a good deal. Like they were maybe like, you take 51, we'll take 49. Things happen, guys, like that. But yeah, it's very interesting right now. What's kind of developing. Owner of Fanatics is Michael Rubin. Let's check out who Michael Rubin is. So I'm doing like investigation and analysis as we're speaking right now. Let's see. He is co-owner of Philadelphia 76ers. So you know all those 76ers cards are going to jam. No, I'm just kidding. Funny. Oh, he also has some share in New Jersey Devils hockey team and management of the Prudential Center, which I think is in New Jersey. It's a big sports guy. Okay. Wow. That's absolutely insane. Fanatics, founded in 1995. It started out as a brick and mortar storefront. Okay, I don't see too much information about Fanatics, but guys, this is absolutely insane. Like, if you know when the contract between Panini and NBA and NFL is ending, let me know. Neo says it's not a rumor. Wall Street Journal is reporting, so it's done. So I guess it's happening, guys. Wow, it's crazy. Jared Sato, Players Association is going to get a cut of the pie with Fanatics deals. So I think that's big, especially with like just more representation from players and their revenue share out of this. I think was huge. So the Players Association is coming in and saying that they no longer want to do with Panini and Topps is actually very interesting too. And I wonder if it was that they actually reached back out to Topps and Panini to kind of counter their current contractual relationship to say, hey, can we revise this? Or was this just like no conversation, in your face Panini, in your face Topps? I wonder what happened. They need to bring Upper Deck for football, the best cards ever. I know, we all miss Upper Deck. We always say that. Yep, it's always about money. You're absolutely right. So I'm just wondering, was it too little money with the current partnership, or was it too much money to say no to with Fanatics, right? Probably a little bit of both. Ryan, big take here. Here comes the NFTs that no one wants, less physical cards. I think, something that we've seen in the sports card industry, which has been very like interesting, is that this movement within the market is not just impacted by the market, but it's actually there's bigger things in play, right? If you think about some of the key moments in the last 2 years, and I say 2 years because that's where I've been most active in, they were either accelerated or decelerated by things outside of sports, like sports news or players events, things like that, right? It was like either one, Bitcoin went up. Where does the money go? Like that people made gains on that goes to, sports card. Bitcoin goes down. People don't want to buy these alternative assets, right? Things like that. To COVID, lockdown caused a surge of sports card collecting back in March 2020 when all the sporting events closed or stopped, things like that. So it's like always kind of, if you think about those big key moments, it was outside of our world, our sports card world. So it's very interesting. Like if NFT actually becomes, and all that to say, if NFT actually becomes something more mainstream, because right now I think we're like literally like early adopter stage, actually becomes a thing maybe 10, 20 years later, yeah, I mean, sports cards also has to adapt to that, is my take on it. There will always be physical cards, I think, but there will be a growth in the market through NFTs. That's my hot take. All right. Yeah, Spurs, you're absolutely right. Players want more money, and Fanatics probably offered more than what they're currently getting. Apparel licensing already handled by Fanatics, so they could give the leagues a package deal. Yeah, I just read that that they have like many relationships with different relationships with like NBA, NFL. So that would be very interesting. Neo, I would not want to be a distributor or car shop owner today. Yeah, if I was a car shop owner or a distributor, I would be calling Fanatics today. Use every network loop you have to call Fanatics today. Get on their books. Get on that waiting list now. That's what I would do. I'll be messaging Josh. Hey, Josh, can I get a box? Yeah. Shunald. Won't be surprised if Fanatics starts buying tops or Panini out. Given that they've basically stripped them of their biggest business, maybe not a buyout, but I can see them maybe just like lending out the production space, since they already have all of that. Just say like, hey, keep doing what you're doing, but just make sure you print out Fanatics on the back, not Panini. Saves you in the infrastructure cost and training cost. Don't have to deal with the most headachy part of running any business, right? The people, the factory, the supply chain. Oh, shoot, you sent me a link. 70 years of history ruined by greed. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is huge. Guys, I don't know if a lot of you guys are into cars, but I'm actually, really into cars. Fact check me, but I think VW is owned by, partially or majority owned by a Chinese company. Money. You can't say no to money. Like the shareholders, the board of directors, they're like, we have to make this deal happen. They're just throwing money, right? So think about the world-class cars. You think about like VW, Audi, Porsche, these cars. It's managed by and run by a Chinese organization. Nothing against Chinese organizations. What I'm saying is like it was a true like German like brand, people, founding members, all of that. But with here comes money. Doesn't matter who you are. They'll just hand over the power to them. Happens. All right. yeah, so FTLO actually brought up a really interesting point. So what is Topps and Panini going to do for the next 3 to 4 years, right? Are they going to say, hey, you know what, we will maximize this opportunity that we have? It's a limited, like it's literally limited, like the time that we have. So let's just print the crap out. I don't care if it's like selling for $2 or $20. We're just going to print it out, and which is, as we all know, junk wax era. So they ruin, in a sense, they just ruin the hobby. Someone's honking outside before they leave, kind of like a screw you guys kind of mood. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Yeah. More to come on that. I need to digest this, obviously. Like, I just heard the news while we're here in the live. John, does this mean in the next few years, Topps and Panini printing products in numbers that dwarfed? Oh, you and I thinking the same. Prestige Collectibles. Hi. Good seeing you. New Fanatics cards venture reportedly to be run by StockX founder Josh Luber. Yes, we discussed that, and Josh, I'm sure you guys have your own take and opinion about him, so we'll leave that for a separate conversation. Chenault says Trout is exclusively with Topps, no Trout autos and products. That's a big hit. Yeah. James, do you think Fanatics will buy Topps or Panini or Upper Deck? So my question is like, well, why do they need to? I mean, they can buy out maybe some infrastructure level of it, but to me, it sounds like Panini and Topps did not want to work out a deal with NBA, NBPA, MLB, MLPB, all these different associations, like both the league and the players associations, because I'm pretty sure, right? Like they would have gone to them and say, you know what, if it was the case that Fanatics came to them first with this deal structure, we just got this offer. Can we amend and like, what are you offering to that, right? And clearly, by the news hitting the street today, it sounds like neither Panini nor Topps were open to letting go of their margins. So in that case, would they be open to a buyout, an acquisition? I think it's more of a, you guys are absolutely right, some of you. I think it's a greed and arrogance. Like guys, like it's not like new. Personally, like I think that situations like this happen in other industries. Where think about IBM, they were the company. Look where it is now. They didn't want to pivot. They didn't want to take the hit from other competitors coming in with like better, offerings, things like that. They, had a lot of greed in them. They're still around, but all right. Lots of good questions. Prism cards will have a print run of 1 million per card in the next 3 years. Who's counting? Benson, are you still buying soccer right now? Oh my god, yeah. Huge Son fan. So buying a lot of soccer, just mainly around Son. Of course, if there's good Messi and Ronaldo opportunities, I will do that too. Let's see. Get ready for Topps and Panini to print so much more. Yep. Tonson. I met LaMelo Ball once in Australia, and he said jokingly his goals included 3 MVPs, 3 NBA chips, and 3 kids in total. All power to him. I think he can do it. I think he can do it. As long as he, walks the right path, he can do it. Global sports card investor. I just opened my eyes to this absolute madness. I know. What's going on? Oh my gosh. Yesterday, the biggest auction house was criticized for an illegal activity on eBay platform, the biggest auction platform ever in the world. And then today, we get an announcement that 3 major sports associations and players associations are cutting ties with Panini and Topps, but they're going with Fanatics. Like if they came out and they said, "Oh, we're going with Upper Deck," we'd be like, "Yes." They're going with Fanatics. Ah, crazy, crazy. Hopefully, Fanatics takes away the power of the distributors and brings back the level of the playing field across the board. They just can't come out the gate printing to scale. They should slow down. It's in 3 to 4 years. Only time will tell. And they also have a lot of time to figure this out. And Josh Luber has, from sort of like what he's done with StockX, I think he has a decent like score or track record of like dealing with supply chain. We'll see. They can print 100K boxes of mega box and use the consumer will buy them up. Junk Wax 2.0. Yeah, maybe it's coming, guys. Porsche Group owns 53% of VW. Good to know. Thoughts on Whatnot? Would you sell on there? So I've actually never like gotten on What's Not. I haven't downloaded it. Do you guys like it? I feel like what's so good about it? Is it like selling on Instagram Live? Sorry for if nothing against What's Not. I just haven't had time to like go into it and look at it. But some criticism I think I heard about it was that I guess a lot of the influencers or micro influencers are using that to sell their cards. But what's the difference between using that or then just like story sale on Instagram or putting it on Facebook groups if you want to avoid fees? I don't know. I don't have an opinion about that. Sorry. We have been in a new junk box era for some time now. We were integrating Monopoly 2, and I see that ending soon. That's a good point. Follow-up soccer question. Do you see less soccer deals now than a few weeks ago? I mean, with the season starting right now, I think the focus probably is not on soccer right now. So, actually, you guys know I'm big on F1. The F1 crowd, give or take like 50-60%, I think, of the F1 crowd is actually soccer crowd. So I love it. We love like the things that not many people know about or not many people like, but we just kind of attend to it. And it's a small community for sure. So given that, I think right now is probably not the time for soccer to pick up. I'll probably guess like October, November, it'll slowly pick up. But, you know, come World Cup qualifying and, you know, news of World Cup, I think that'll do it. So we'll see. All right. So instead of Top Scrum, going to Fanatics Platinum. That's a good name. Yeah, big news, guys. No one would be happy if they gone Upper Deck. Really? You don't like Upper Deck? I mean, they could up their design for sure, but it's been years, so I'm hoping that they figured it out. No? Oh, so I guess the nice thing about What's Not is they vet the sellers pretty hard. Yeah, that's good. Joe Vargas says, same as IG, lots of people overpricing items as well. Whatnot makes buying and selling easy. Too easy. Oh, interesting. Do you not have to like ship stuff? Maybe Fanatics hire some quality design team and make some fire. Let's be hopeful. The hobby hates change, but we've changed so much in 2 years. You're absolutely right. Thanks, Lance. Yeah, Joe, absolutely. PMG cards are coming back, guys. I think that's set to release in November. I think pre-sale is already well and underway. That is going to be some big fire. If you can grab a box or two, you should definitely do it. UW Dogs 96, you're late. I know, I thought it was just MLB too. And we were sitting here doing a live and NBA, NFL as well. Global sports card. Can Max win the his first F1 championship this year? The last couple of races have been absolutely insane. Yeah, I mean, he's so close. I think this is his year. This is Red Bull's year, to be honest. I mean, Max is always a good driver, and that's not a question. But I think this is Red Bull's year because next year, with all those engine, having to be rebuilt from ground zero, who knows what's going to happen? And I think the skill level of these drivers is not as like the gap is not as wide as we think. It's really like the car, the luck, all of that. But I hope he does it this year. Debbie, F1 singles are starting to go back up. I got a lot sitting here, so hopefully. Why did you let Sasha buy that purple Hamilton and not get it yourself? So he bought it before I got to the national. But first thing I did when I got to the national was actually not first thing I did, but I got to the national, said hi to Sam, owner of the hobby. And then right after, I ran into Sasha, and he was like, "Hey, you have to check out this card that I just bought." And I was like, "Is it the Hamilton purple?" Because I saw it while landing from the plane into Chicago that he had bought it. And yeah, we went over to Lou's table and saw the card. It was beautiful. I know the seller as well. A lot of story on that card, but yeah, it's pretty. But personally, and this is just absolutely personal, I don't collect Lewis Hamilton 2020 tops. Chrome, tops now, tops, Chrome Sapphire. So I like rookies. Panini and Tops will make a move to digital items. Yeah, maybe. We talked about that. Beanie Babies will make a comeback. Kelvin. I think this is Kelvin that I think who it is. Hi, Kelvin. Is there an F1 season? I know nothing about F1, but if there is a season, it's the best time to buy during the off season. Yeah, there is an F1 season actually. So right now we're in summer breaks. It's actually gonna start back up, not this weekend, but the weekend after. Oh, and big news for you F1 fans. Big news. It's not a big news yet, but this is what I'm thinking and what some of the Think F1 on Instagram thinks as well. So they just announced that the race in Japan is canceled, which is very unfortunate because F1 race events, guys, the amount of money that they get, the amount of sponsorship like the whole nation gets for these events, it's crazy. But anyways, they just canceled Japan. And so the hypothesis is that US is going to host 2 races this season versus 1. So 1 is scheduled for October, I want to say like 19th or 20th, like 3rd or 4th week of October in Austin, Texas, an F1 race. But they could potentially have another one there, which is huge. Huge. So if you're in Texas, I highly encourage you to just get like a general admission, like fill out like what like F1's all about. Like it's absolutely insane when you're there. Make sure to have your earplugs up really loud. How funny was it seeing Hamilton on the grid by himself? I was absolutely losing it and still bloody win the race. 10-second penalty wasn't hard enough. Yeah. Agreed. We have had the last 2 races canceled over here in Australia. Yeah, very unfortunate. Is it Ricardo? Ricardo's Aussie, right? So I'm sure he's really bummed about that too. But guys, big news in the hobby today. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about it. DM if you're not on Instagram, we'd love to connect on Instagram with you. Um, is this the beginning of a junk wax era in 3 years? No, not even 3 years, because they're going to start overprinting tomorrow. Or is this a good thing for the hobby? What does Fanatics have in mind? Are players actually going to give their game used jerseys for these? Are they going to be this size? Are cards going to be this size, or is Fanatics just going to say, no, it's going to be a quarter of that? I mean, they can do whatever the heck they want. Personally, I would like them to be a little bit smaller. Don't you think? It's a little bit too big, too bulky, especially after you put it into a grading thing. It's so big, you know. You can imagine if you can hold it like, shout out to Bullpen, you can hold it like this. No, they can do whatever the heck they want. We gotta close up here soon. It's already been almost an hour. Did you like Topps Chrome Championships League this year? It was okay. I broke one. It was okay. Chris, what's up, Chris? Shout out to Chris Arrow. You said Fanatics won't take full control in a few years, right? I didn't actually read the news. I just read a tweet. I wish I can share my screen with you guys. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I have technical difficulties. Very technically challenged. I just got a tweet saying that NBA and NFL deals are done too. Guys, thanks for joining. What is gonna happen tomorrow, right? In the hobby, like all of a sudden, like what's the craziest thing that can happen? Because crazy things keep happening. PSA acquires BGS. What do you think? Or PWCC gets back on eBay with another name. Crazy times. Anyways, thanks so much for tuning in. And guys, I'm really thankful for you guys tuning into my channel. As always, if you want to connect, hit me up on Instagram. I'm still reading all your comments. It's amazing. Sucks that any of the contracts are exclusive. Competition should yield higher quality. Yeah. It's like one of those things like industry norm, right? It's pre-Netflix stage, you know, where you had to get licensed to each show, and then like you had a certain time slot of the day to, you know, air your show, and that was really it. You couldn't watch Friends on any other channel. But here came Netflix breaking the rules, right? Linear TV. I think that's gonna happen, but maybe not in the next 10 years of Fanatics coming in. All right, guys, thanks so much. We'll see you guys in the next live.